Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Carlos D. I'm the co-founder of Tropical Juice Bar Franchising, and we're here in the business trap.
That's right. I'm Carlos M, as you guys know, and today we have Zig with us. Zig is the founder of Expedition Digital Marketing, and she's awesome. Zig, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about your company, what you do?
Hi guys, my name is Zig, once again. I am the owner of Expedition Digital Marketing, and I've known you guys for quite some time now. I've had the pleasure of working with you, and it's been a great journey so far, right? So a little bit about Expedition Digital Marketing. You guys have experienced a little bit about my services, but we focus on mid-sized businesses. Right. A lot of people think that we focus on small businesses, and that's what I'm trying to break.
Going for the big dogs, huh?
Yeah, just because, we are at a level of expertise where we can be in that realm without, going too far, not getting too far ahead of ourselves. So
nice.
I think it makes sense because a lot of small businesses, they don't advertise, really.
Right, exactly.
They
don't. But, what happens is that sometimes small businesses, they definitely want to grow. They believe in marketing, but not so much with the financial sense. To invest, right? So,
well, I think the issue is that people don't really see, when you first started, people don't really see spending money in marketing as an investment, because it's hard to see the return on investment, because a lot of small businesses, they don't have the systems in place to see the ROI.
Right, exactly. And that's where we come in, because we're definitely different. We like to be a partner company instead of an agency that you don't see for months, right? And then you're constantly wondering where the money's going, right? So we definitely focus on digital marketing and content creation mainly. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with my business so far.
Awesome. Nice.
Awesome. So Zig, walk us through your story. Tell us a little bit, like, who was Zig before Expedition Marketing?
Oh. So
the
Zig before
beginning.
the Zig before Expedition was definitely Zig Ventures, and Zig Ventures is my personal brand. It's a travel influencer kind of character, right, in the social media world.
So like going all over the world.
It's not so far yet. Yeah, not so far. We started small around restaurants and highlighting restaurants and highlighting adventures. Then we moved up to highlighting boutique hotels, which was great, right? Nice. But at some point, corporate and my career was there as well. So I was doing that at the same time. And at some point I said, well, Zig Venture is going great, but I'm not seeing much of a return on investment, right? So I needed to, hunker down on my career, and through corporate, climbing the corporate ladder. And that's who Zig was.
So Zig, you mentioned corporate, right? And there's a lot of people that are in corporate right now that maybe have a vision in the future to like open their own thing or do their own thing. So can you tell us your corporate story? So you went to school, graduated school, and then you got a corporate job. Talk to us about that a little bit. So for those people that are in corporate or that are looking to get into corporate, and then what was your way out?
So corporate definitely is provided me so much structure. I never ended up in marketing because I studied marketing. I actually was a kinesiology major. I think one of you were a kinesiology major.
That's right. Physical education,
yes,
baby. Let's go.
Exactly.
Wow,
but
I didn't know that.
No?
Wow.
Yeah,
I think you mentioned it once, but I always kind of forget. I always think you went to school for like this great marketing.
No. It was completely different. Actually, freshman year, I started as a communications major. And then I've always been into business. I think I got that from my mom and also my grandfather. So I've always been into business, and I was doing the math as an intern, what I would earn. And at the time, interns wouldn't, everything was free, right? You would work hours on end and everything was free. So I was doing the math, and
wait a second. It's not free. Interns that might be listening, we do offer internships at Tropical Juice Bar. You get paid with knowledge.
Of course, I mean, absolutely.
An
There's
experience.
definitely there's definitely an upside to
Yeah.
experience and everything like that. But it was more like the long term. So you didn't let me finish. It was
That's
more the
right.
long term. So I was pretty much scaling my entire life and planning my entire life. Where okay, I was starting at this point, then the next step would be this, then following this, and I was already like I had a plan. I've always had a plan. By this age, I would make this amount of money. Then by this age, I would make this amount of money. Of course, just plans never work out, right? But
You need to have them.
you need to have them, right? So I did the math and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. It's going to take me this long to get there just because the industry is very competitive and you start very low. And at the time, which is crazy, I'm only 28, but I'm looking back at what people are making now and I'm like, I did not see those figures before, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Then I drastically changed it. I come from a family that's all law enforcement, went into the law enforcement career.
Shout out to law enforcement.
Yes.
It was an honor assisting the PVA Local
guys were
14
there last
gala
night.
last night. We had a great time. So shout out to all law enforcement. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sorry, I had to do that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm with you there. But then I saw myself going through the motions there and knowing that if I went into a precinct every day, I wasn't going to be happy. So went into kinesiology, thought that was it right there, and I was like, wait a minute, no. But there's a common goal there, and it was business. I always ended up in the business side of any job that I had.
Thinking about the money.
No,
just the money,
not
but
the
like,
money, but the structure, the administration,
yes.
how a company grows, right, and what it needs to grow, not only in the fundamentals, but also what makes it shine, and how can we tell the story. So all in all, finished with kinesiology and went into marketing. It was honestly via Zig Ventures because I was already doing it on the side.
Like
and
that was a
fun.
side gig, and you were having so much
Right.
fun that you said, "Yo, I need to do something more."
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And that's how I came into it. But corporate has never been easy. There's you have to consistently climb a ladder there too. But I feel like once you get comfortable enough where you know yourself and you know your skills and you have saved enough money to make the jump, of course.
So your plan was always to make that jump from corporate to owning your own business, or that just kind of went about while you were in corporate? You said, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, like I want to own my own business."
No, it actually, I always wanted to go into a corporate role that was senior, right? That was the goal. But at some point, I felt like everything was great. My last corporate job was amazing. I can tell you that if I
They might be
would-
watching, so you gotta.
No. In all seriousness, the owner was such a great mentor to me that I have texted him and he's giving me advice, know, so that's how good the relationship was. And it was more about leaving and growing and building my own thing because I was so inspired by them and by when, the age that they started and how they started with literally nothing.
That's awesome.
That it inspired me. And I took a jump. But honestly, if it wasn't for COVID, I wouldn't have made it because I saw the changes, right? I think COVID was such a great and sad situation for all of us, right? But it definitely gave me the courage to just jump and do it. And here I am.
Nice. And
But a lot of people went through COVID, and a lot of people have that same goal that you have to go from being in corporate. I actually have a friend that is in the same transition to having their own thing. And they already have a side thing. They already make some money.
Yeah.
But how did you find the guts to make that change?
It was more about believing myself and knowing that corporate is always there.
Okay.
The job is always going to be there. If you have the skill sets, if you have the knowledge, if you have the drive, corporate is not going anywhere. At the end of the day, big companies are not going anywhere, right? And if anything, they're consistently hiring. Right.
And they hire you at a higher price.
Exactly.
It's funny
at a higher price.
talking about how the pay scale is like going so high right now.
Absolutely.
So it's like if you started a job 5-10 years ago and you quit, and then you go apply for another job either in the same company or somewhere else, you'll probably end up getting paid a lot more than what you're getting paid now.
Exactly. So
sorry, corporate. Throw that out there.
Absolutely. And it's also hard, to to leave a good corporate company that has great values and great culture, right? That has a great self-development as well as a professional development program. And with all these great benefits, right? Your gym is paid for, vacations on end, and you're constantly traveling because of corporate, or, you know, I had meetings in the golf course, right? So these are great things, but then also if you are in a corporate company that doesn't have any of those perks, it's kind of daunting, you know. But yeah, I just to anybody who's out there who's working corporate and would like to start something, I say if you're ready for it, you know, go for it, because at the end of the day, you can always come back.
What do you say to those that are scared? Because this is a common denominator that I see from people that are want to leave their job but don't, is the medical benefits. What do you say to those that are like tied in because they don't want to leave their family or themselves without any medical coverage?
So in terms of someone who's single, who doesn't have any children, right, it's easy, because in the end, it's like, okay, you pay your copay, but then if something is outside of the network or outside of that treatment, you have to come out of pocket anyway, right? So in turn, it's like, are you really fully getting covered, or, you know? So I feel that if you are single, you know, to not worry about the health, because at the end of the day, you can always expense it, obviously, and, you know, always save enough on the side to make sure that that's taken care of. But as someone who has a family, it can be scary, because, you know, we're in an age where it's very important to have those benefits for them, for the little ones, and for yourself, and for your family to be taken care of. But at the end of the day, if you properly plan to ensure that that money is set aside for you, I feel like, you know.
Yep. So planning is key.
So we like to talk about trap in businesses.
Right.
So can you let us know what was one of the traps that you fell into early when you started E.D.M?
So this was actually one of the questions that I really loved, and
the business trap. Let's go. I was waiting for this.
The trap is definitely in managing everything and overseeing everything. So much so that you're not providing your team members the opportunity to explore within themselves and kind of take it on and be successful, right? Because you want to make sure that you're on top of everything so that it goes right. But maybe that team member is well enough prepared that if you leave them to it, it's gonna be fine. But still, I'm only on year 2 of my company, and I feel like I am going to be falling into the business traps a lot. And to that, I say, I only welcome it, because I'm only gonna come out of it with a lesson learned, you know?
I mean, I see it this way. If you're not falling into traps, you're probably being afraid to move forward.
Yes, exactly.
You're not moving.
Exactly.
So good answer, Zig.
Yeah, no, listen, that what you said about the trap that you said about like not letting the team, you know, being like on top of them, I think it's key for a lot of business owners, because we don't want to let our team make mistakes, because that reflects poorly in our company.
Right.
But then again, if they're not making mistakes, and if they're not like taking a little bit of a risk, then they're not giving you 100%. And like, it's like your babies, you got to let them fall so they can learn how to get up and like, you know, become good. So
exactly. So I'm welcoming all of them. I'm welcoming all of them. I know I'm going to have a lot of scars, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so about your company, let's talk about some fun things now. Like what is the most fun? What are some of the biggest benefits of having your own company and being independent and doing your thing? So
a lot of people would say time. Right? A lot of people would say that time is so flexible and you get to do whatever you want. That is not true. That is not true.
Tell us about it. Tell us.
That is not true. Like right now I'm with you guys and I'm worried about 100 other things, right? What's happening, right? So, of course I have the luxury of being here with you guys, but I'm also worried about the business, right? Yeah. Vacation time, you're not really on vacation, right?
Workation.
So, workation, always. I always say that, you know? But the most fun is definitely content creation for me, telling the company's story in a way that it hasn't been told before, and you know, making sure that it grows based on inspiration, based on not only inspiring your consumer but also inspiring the internal team to believe in the story and understand and see it, so that they can also, you know, provide the same message if they're talking to a friend or if they're talking to an ex-colleague, so that they can be part of the company now.
Nice, nice. So I see that. I love that, and that I think that you're going to be very successful because what is most fun for all business owners, it should be the core of your business.
Yeah.
And you hit the nail right in the head, like storytelling, and that is the core of your business. You know, so I'm very happy to hear that. And you know, like for us, like one of the things that makes me the most happy about our business is providing opportunity to people. Yeah. Right, providing opportunity to people that are looking to grow. Providing opportunity to people that are maybe hungry and they're looking for a quick place to eat and stuff. Right. So I really like genuinely enjoy that. And my family comes from like a very humble beginning, it's a small town where everybody would just share. Like you would not go hungry. We didn't have much, but you would not go hungry.
That's
like,
true.
They'll give you anything. So nice. Alex.
So Zig, if you could go back and give your 18-year-old self a piece of advice, what would it be?
18 years old. This is for your young kids,
yeah,
youngins out there.
A lot of our listeners are younger, you know, in their 20s, in their teens.
Or starting their career just now.
Right. To not be discouraged by change, and to always know that what's meant for you will be for you, and no one can take that away from you.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
I want to explore into that a little bit because so that's a great advice.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Change. Talk to me about that. Why not?
Every day, you know, you find yourself where we were talking about plans earlier, right? Plans change. I went through so many different changes and I don't have school to show for marketing, right? So I feel that change is part of who we are. Change is part of our growth, not only personal, but professional. And if you don't welcome it, it's going to be very hard for you to grow. And that's honestly key. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things that is like you cannot be afraid of is change because everything is constantly changing.
Exactly.
It would never be, look, if COVID's taught us something, it was that, you know.
Exactly.
There's going to be something to come up that you're not expecting.
And you have to know how to pivot right away, you know, and if you can't pivot right away, then you're making the efforts to learning how to pivot and making a new path for yourself. Absolutely. Yeah.
Nice. So I got a question now. Which is not scripted, so I want you to be honest with us and tell us what are some of the traps that you're currently facing right now.
Okay.
And do you have a plan to get out of those traps, or could we like jump in and give you some advice, or maybe what we would do?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
actually,
let's go.
This is good. This is really good. So right now, you know, COVID has taught us that we can work from home, right? And that being remote is so wonderful, which I definitely believe. I think that at least people should work, you know, 2, maybe 1 day at least out of their home, just changing up the narrative a bit and letting them handle what they need to, right? However, in the marketing industry, it's very hard to work from home and be in charge of a team, right? Because you constantly want to look over the shoulder, answer questions, and build together, bounce off ideas. And I feel like that's what's currently affecting me right now. That's my trap, right? And also finding an office space that is not going to crumble and doesn't have so many issues, right? So right now, that's really my trap. Just making sure that my team is being cared for, right, in terms of our day-to-day, and then also we're being focused via remote. Yeah.
Okay, what's your plan to get out of those traps?
So right now I'm working literally double, triple just to ensure that we have a space by the end of June. You know, I spoke to you guys earlier about earlier on the year we closed an office space and it didn't work out. So instead, you know, right away the realtor was like, Zig, I got something else, let's go. You know, I don't care. I was actually going to a dinner and I was like, cancel the dinner. I'm going to check this place out. And right now it's just really focusing on making that the priority so that my team has a home that we can co-collaborate and really work and pay attention to every detail that we want to and provide the services that we are known for. Right.
Listen, I was going to tell you how to you got it. I think you hit, again, you got it. You have the right path to get out of that trap, which what I heard was, if there's an issue, that should be front and center, and you should be thinking about that from the moment that you woke up, even dreaming about it when you go back to sleep. That has to be your priority, and then you overcome those traps.
That's true.
Nice. Awesome. So tell those mid-sized businesses out there, right? Yeah. How could they contact Expedition Digital Marketing? How could they get in touch with you if they want to see your services or kind of get be part of you? And I have an honor to be one of your clients. How could they contact?
So we do have a website. It's expeditiondigitalmarketing.com. You can also find us on Instagram at Expedition Digital Marketing, and you can call me 862-333-9355. That's
she has two phones. She got a personal phone and a business phone.
Have to.
Yep.
You have to. I don't know where you guys haven't.
I have two phones, but I don't manage the second one. Zig, thank you so much for being part of our show. We really enjoyed it. I love hearing your story again, and I even learned some stuff new. Like I had forgotten that you didn't go to school for marketing, but then again, I also didn't went to school to be a business owner, and like look at that. So
exactly.
Yeah, you don't need a degree to do what you want. So thank you so much, Zig.
Absolutely, thank you guys.
We definitely have to bring you back in the show and like talk a little bit more about what's next for Expedition Digital Marketing and all this good stuff, and maybe some advice for some owners that need marketing services, which you're the expert. So
absolutely, thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you everyone for listening. If you're interested in more information, make sure to subscribe. If you guys like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you have any questions, comment below. We'll be happy to answer you.
The business trap. Let's go.